Good morning, everybody. This is Pam from Nana's Crafting Cottage. I am so happy that you are here. I had a crazy weekend, so I didn't get the video done ahead of time, so you are seeing this the day I am doing it. Okay, it's early in the morning, and so I'm still trying to get myself together here. But today I want to put the signatures together for my sewing journal, and I wanted you along with me for that, get them arranged, and then I wanted to get these stitched together, and then I will put it in with elastic in the cover, and we'll do that next time around. But this time I want to get these arranged and show you what I'm putting in there and then stitching them together. Then I want to start decorating and such, but one step at a time. One step at a time. Okay, welcome to all my new subscribers, and welcome back to my current subscribers who have been with me for a short time or a long time. I'm glad you're here. I hope you enjoyed this little series. Okay, so this is one of the signatures that I have papers together for, and most of the papers in here are from Artful Era Gallery, and I will have her link to her shop in the description box below, as well as a 40% discount code. So yeah, you gotta go check her out. She's got some really neat papers in there. Anyway, I have these two bags. This one is just a regular, it's a paper one, but it's flat. It's not really a lunch bag, but I decided to put it in so that it will be stitched in here, and then you can do this and this and have a pocket here and probably a pocket here when I start decorating. And then I did do, these are papers that I had on hand from Artful Era Gallery, and I coffee dyed all of them. So, and I did stenciling on the plain pages, and these are papers that I had in my stash, and this one as well, and I stenciled in there also. This one I had in my stash that had been coffee dyed, just plain paper that had been coffee dyed, and I thought that would be fine too. So anyway, I want to find a page for the center of the book. She's got really neat pages here, and the different hats and the sewing machines and such. So I think I'll use one of these. This is just kids construction coloring paper that I get on Amazon. It's really cheap, and they're big sheets, so I had to cut it down a little bit, and then I just sprayed it with my coffee solution and let it dry on its own. So I think I'll do one of these for the center, and then let's just kind of mix things up here. I do have a vintage document here that I wanted to put in here, like that. It's a little bit tall, but I figured it's not too tall. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just, you know, even it out. And then we can go with the singer, and let's go with this coffee dyed paper. Okay, and then we'll do, this is some sewing directions, and I thought well, I'll just use a portion in this side and a portion with the other part of the other signature. Okay, so we'll do this. And we'll do this one. And then here, let's see, do I want to do that? No, I think I'll do this one here. Kind of break up the stenciling. There. And I'm going to put this bag in here. Let's see, do I want to do it that way? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Okay, and I'll put this here. I'll put this here. Let's put this bag here. We'll do this here. And then this one here. So there is our first signature. And let's just make sure that we have what we want in here, here. And this will be made into a pocket when we start decorating. Okay. And I do have pockets and things made to go in here, and page edge decorations and such. So we'll be doing that together next time around. Yeah, I think this looks fine. Okay. That looks good. Yeah, it kind of breaks everything up. Has different sewing things in there. Okay, so there is the first one. Now I do kind of want to follow this with the other one here. So let me take this clip off, put these aside, and this I have, pardon me, to put on this page. It's from a card that my husband got for his birthday. He goes, "Do you want that part?" And I go, "Oh yeah." So I'm going to vintage it up a little bit before I glue it down. But that's what will go on this one. So I'm going to set it aside for the moment and find the page that I want here for the center, which is here. Yeah. Okay, like that. And then what is the other one? It's just one of these. So it doesn't matter which one it is because they're all different. Okay, there, and then this vintage document right here. We'll do that there. And then we'll do another one of the pages. Let's do this one. Okay. There, and then I don't think I have one of these for this signature, so that's fine. It was just an added thing that I found. Okay. Come on. Let me put that in. And then we will do one of these here. And do this one here. Okay. Then let's do the other inked one. And then one of these. And do this paper bag, only I'm going to do it this way. It's this way on this one, and I'll put it this way on this side. Just for something different. And do I have another one of those? I think so. Yep, right here. Let's do that. Actually, I'm going to have to turn that around. Or yeah, because I won't be able to fit anything in otherwise. So yeah, I'll have to, let's see, I'll have to do it like that. And then this can flip out. I'll be cutting this anyway for a pocket. And I'll probably have to end up folding it different. Nope, that won't work either. Actually, I'll just make it shallower here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so on this side, you have this and you have this to flip out. It's going to be covered. And then this one will have its pocket and it can flip out. And it'll all be covered. Okay, so what is next? One of these. Let's see, which one is this? I'm gonna go here and go. Come on now, my goodness. No, I don't want that one. Let's do this one. Okay, to change it up, and then here. And that's here and here. I'm sure I have more pages in one signature than the other, but that's okay. So here's our two signatures. They look okay. They look pretty even. Oh, we got to get this bag in there. Okay, let's do it right here. Okay, I'll just put it in the center in both of them. This we can do later. Okay, now what I have is a bookbinding cradle, and it's so much easier to get things punched through. And because I'm not going to be going through the cover, I'm only going to stitch these together and then put in. It's going to be a lot easier, I think. So I like to get my ruler, get the center here, and peck it down as good as you can to get it as tight as possible in the top here. Yeah, and then I like to get my clips. These are just Dollar Tree clips to hold things together. And let's do that. Sorry about the arm. And here. Yeah, so we had a crazy weekend. Our furnace has gone out. I mean, it runs and runs and runs and runs and runs. It won't stop. So, yeah. So we've had to be turning it off and on to have heat in the house. And we have a guy coming out. That's not even. We have a guy coming out on Tuesday. He said anywhere between 8 and 4. So we have no idea what time. It just is what it is, and they'll get here when they get here. So let's put it that way. So, yeah. Okay. Having a hard time. I think it's just that one paper that is out of whack, but that's okay. I don't want it, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I do need it tight up against each other. This is always the hardest part for me. Yeah. Is getting this lined up as tight as possible, and then getting the clips on where they need to be to hold it all. Okay, I think I have done that much better. All right, so here is this. Let me try and move you guys out just a little bit so you can see a little better, and you don't have this, I think that means closer. I don't want to, yeah, I think I have it out as far as I can. Okay, so anyway, I have my awl here, and it's pretty sharp. Let me set this over here out the way, and I'll get, this just rests down in the groove of the cradle, and I don't want my head in there. But I'm going to put it here about an inch from the top and about an inch from the bottom, and then the one in the center of those two. Okay, so let me close this so it doesn't get lost. Okay, so we've got that. Let's put this aside. And I already have my wax thread ready to stitch this up. And what I do is go down the center. If I can find a hole. There we go. We go down the center. And I'm sure you've seen this a million times, but I wanted to do this along with you. Okay, where's the... Okay, and I'm trying to clip it onto this little clip to hold it so it doesn't come busting through and just have to start all over again. Okay, and then go up in the top hole. If I can find it here. This is always the most difficult part of the whole process. Let me try and figure out here what I'm doing. Okay, there. Now I don't normally do this on camera because of that. So, there you go. Oh, come on. Oh my goodness. This is really being pesty. Okay. Yeah, and it's not always the easiest thing to do. Okay. There we go. Okay, and then you come up. And I'm just doing a 3-hole binding stitch. And then you go down below here. You can either go up or down for your first one. It does not matter which you do. Make that hole a bit bigger. And you go down here. And then the tricky part is to get into the center one here without splitting your thread. Yeah. That's always the hardest part. And the hard part is trying to get it through the hole at the same place. Okay. All right. Get this. And then you just tie it. And I like to get it as snug as possible without being too snug to tear. But because this isn't going into the cover like this, I'm not too worried about the tearing part. I just want to keep these together so they're not slopping around in the elastic binding, because that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, there. And I like to loop these twice each time. It makes them much better knot. And we'll clip that. And we're done with that one. Take the clips off. And you've got your book together. And you've got it right on the spine here. Okay? So let's do the other one. I just mainly wanted to show you guys how I go about doing this, and maybe it's the same as what you do, maybe it's different, I don't know, but I just wanted you along with me. How's that? Okay, I want to push this up because I don't want it crinkled on the bottom. I don't care that it sticks out a little bit. It's a little bit bigger paper. It'll be fine in the cover, so I'm not too worried about that part. Okay, gotta get this good and tight here. Try to, anyway. This is always the hardest part, and that's probably why I don't do too many journals. It's because it is a pretty difficult process to get these all tight and lined up the way you want them. So let me get this here. I think I got that pretty good. We'll see. We will see. That looks pretty tight there, here, and that looks not really super tight there. Okay. All right. Whew. Now let's get this part here. Let's put it in our cradle. And let's do about 1 inch from the top. And about 1 inch from the bottom. Hope you can see that with my hand in the way. And then I go in between. Now I'm just eyeballing the center here. And I think for this one what I'll do is I'll just take my awl and go ahead and do the holes a bit bigger so that they're easier to find. See, I'm already having an issue there. And then let it go between your fingers. Don't stab yourself. Be careful of that. And here. There we go. Okay, now need it right side up so I can work with it. Okay, let's put that out of the way. And let me put my awl out the way, because I did push some good holes in there. Okay, let's get my needle and my wax thread. And I'll be putting it in the cover. Elastic binding in the cover is going to be brown. I just got this, so I had black and I had white, and I thought, I don't want either one of those. I have more brown in this than I do anything. So okay, let's do this. Let's go down the center there, and let's clip the end to one of these little clips like that, just to hold it so it doesn't come out. And then go in the top here, if I can find the hole. There we go. Okay, I just do it automatically, go in, top, bottom, and up. Other people, they go in, bottom, top, and then up through the center. It's just a pattern I've developed, and I just stick with it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. How's that? Okay, so here we go. We got that. Now to come back through the center without splitting your thread. Oh, that was easy. Yay. The little bit bigger holes really helped on that. Okay, so let's let that go. And I don't let and also you want one thread on one side of the center and one on the other side, so that when you tie it, you're tying it all down. I didn't mention that before, but that's what you need to do. Okay, let's kind of snug it up here. Make sure it's good and snug without tearing or anything. And then I like to hold it down, bring this around, and do it once, and do it twice. And cinch. Yeah, see, they're nice and tight. And let's do it again. Loop it, and down. There we go. We are good to go. So we can take these clips off. Let me put them away so that they're out of my way. It doesn't matter if that's torn, it'll be at the top. So okay, there we are, and it's on the spine, just straight down the spine, and that's what you want. You want good tight threads. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in this box so I don't lose it. It's one of my good big ones there. Okay, so we got that part done. Now what I would like to do is at least get this one put onto the page that I wanted to, or on the picture that I wanted to put on. Let's see, and I don't remember if it's in this signature or the other one. Probably in the other one, truth be known. Yeah, I think it's right there. There she is. I just thought it would be kind of cute right here. Her picture in the mirror kind of fits the center. So yeah, that's what I had envisioned anyway. So I'm going to ink it up. And I don't know which signature is going to be first. Maybe this one, the corset one. I just thought it would kind of have a good start to the journal. And I'm going to, I think I'll use my, I got all kinds of stuff out here in my way, don't I? I think on this one, because it's darker, I'm going to use my scorched timber. That is from my other ink. Yeah, so I think it'll show better here. Let's see, let me get my paper out. Ugh, got so much on my desk here. Okay, there we go. That's better. And let's kind of ink these pieces up here a bit so it's not so bright and shiny new. So how is everybody? I've told you about my wonderful weekend. That's why I have my warm house coat on. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Yeah, I was working in here the other morning, Saturday morning, before we started the day, and I thought, why is it getting so warm in here? And the heater was just running away. I thought, I don't have it set that high. Tried to turn it off. Nope, no response. And so I was like, no, not again. So I told my husband, I said, let's try a new thermostat first. That's the first thing you try. Because sometimes they're not operating the heater properly and you have to replace them. We've had to do that. But we got the thermostat on and it works good. It's just the heater doesn't want to turn off. Nope, just wants to run and run. And I had been in that situation before when my husband was out of town, I think for one of his siblings' funerals or something here several years back. And I finally had to just turn the breaker off for that particular thing. So that's what we're having to do. Turn it off and on. When we want to heat it up in here just a little bit, get the chill, the big chill off, then we just go out, turn it on for a while, and then turn it back off and dress warm, and yeah. Such fun. But we have the guy coming out Tuesday, and we're pretty sure that it's a relay that is stuck because that's pretty typical. But we are thinking about eventually, if not now, getting a heat pump. We do have air conditioning separate from the furnace, but the heat pump would take care of both things. So I don't know how that would work as far as what we have now. Oh yeah, so we will see. We will see. Okay. Yeah, that'll fit just perfect. And then I'm going to use my clips for at least the corners of them when I glue it. But I'm going to use Fabri-Tac on this. And let me see about, sorry for the arm again. I have a turnaround that's right directly in front of my camera. So yeah, my big fat arm gets in the way, and that's where I have my glues and stuff. But, oh well. Okay, let's get the Fabri-Tac on here. I think that'll give me some time to scooch it around and get all these little leaves and petals and stuff covered before it starts drying. I can't do that with the art glitter glue. It will dry too fast. And once it's down, that's it. You don't have a chance to move it around. But I like Fabri-Fix better than Fabri-Tac because Fabri-Tac, I found, has a tendency to start thickening up really soon after you open it. And I've had so many issues with it that I just gave up on it and went to Fabri-Fix, and I don't have that issue with that. I could have a bottle for 3 months and it won't get thick, whereas the Fabri-Tac was doing that, and it was quite frustrating. I was wasting it. And I would add the acetate or whatever it was that you have to add, but it didn't do any good. Didn't do a thing. So it's like, nope, I'm not going to waste my time and my money on. And I know it works for a lot of people, but for me, it doesn't seem to, doesn't want to. Okay, so let's get these petals up here too. I know I'm just kind of mushing it around, but I'm just trying to catch a little bit on each thing here, so I don't have to go, oh no, I missed a whole stem here. Okay, that's the whole thing. Now, let's remove the paper here and get this put on. And it looks like that's the way it goes. And put it here. Scooch it in a little bit. There we go. That is so pretty. I just love that. And I thought, well, that will be a really nice start to the journal, having a page like this. So, yeah. Very good. Very good. But after I get this glued on, I'm going to let you guys go. And then on Thursday, I'll come back and we will get pages, get some pockets put on with the tags, and decorate the bags, and yeah, put page edgings and so forth on here. I have papers figured out for these items here, because I am using some well, I can't even think of the name of it now. Anyway, oh, I'm not doing too good this morning. Anyway, I'm using some of those papers for pockets and things. I wanted to mainly have her pages, the Artful Era Gallery pages, in here so you can see what they look like. Yeah, here's a pattern thing, and here's one of her pages. I purposely did not print on both sides because I wanted to copy dye and stencil on the other side. So that's why they are how they are. Yeah, and here's some more stenciling. I'm not going to bother with the putting anything on the vintage documents. I'm going to leave them just as they are. But yeah, here's some more. All these are hers, Artful Era. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty one. Okay, so that is it for today. And I hope you will join me on Thursday as we start decorating. And hopefully it'll go pretty fast and I can just get these into the journal and journal cover and finish it up. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay guys, well, I'm going to let you go for now, and I will see you again on Thursday, and we will probably be able to complete this on that day. That's the plan anyway. So I'll see you guys then. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you in a few days. Bye guys.